There are many, many mayors in Hypixel Skyblock. Some of them good, some of them not so much. But each mayor comes with its own unique perks that can make you tens, if not hundreds of million coins every single time. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over how to make money from every single mayor in Skyblock, even the bad ones. But first, subscribe, as the more subscribers I get, the more likely I am to leak some feet pics. And I know you want them pics. Okay, so first let's start off Aatrox, and we'll go alphabetically from there. Aatrox. This man has 3 perks. He makes Slayers cheaper, makes you get more EXP per Slayer, and gives you privilege and increases the odds of getting them RNG drops, which we all love. During this mayor, grind Slayers, that is cheaper during this time, and it's easier to get to the higher levels. You also make more money from the RNGs. Now for flips. You should buy items such as the Aspect of the Shredded, Final Destination Armor, Atom Split Katana, or Mythic Enderman right before the election, or when you see the election booth open, and it's probably going to be Aatrox. You should buy any item that's used to make Slayers easier. Then you should sell these at the very beginning of the mayor before RNG drops become more common and prices fall. And if you want a little bit of a longer term investment, you can buy all the stuff again at the end of the election and sell a few weeks later when price is higher. Okay, Barry, the wizard dude. If you somehow find yourself with Barry as a mayor, 1, I'm incredibly confused, and 2, really the only way to make money from this is by potentially doing alchemy. So if you see him get elected somehow, consider buying sugarcane, but he's not currently in the mayor rotation and he's pretty bad, so there's not much to say. Cole. This man loves miners, even more than I do, and that's saying something because I've been put on a few lists. But let's not go into that. There's not a whole lot of things you can flip with Cole, but when elected, his 3 perks are pretty decent. 1 allows for mining minions to work faster, which is pretty good if you have a pretty maxed out mycelium setup. Go watch this video, because I go over the best mycelium setup. The other one allows you to gain more EXP on islands, and during fiestas, you get 2 times drops. By the way, why do they name it Mining Fiestas? Because when these happen, I don't see no Mexicans, fireworks, or drinks. That's a pretty shitty fiesta if you ask me. But during the fiestas, you should grind gemstones, as 2 times drop during them can make you a lot of money. Diana. This gal only has 1 really good perk, the mythological event. The other 2 are just meh. I mean, more EXP and more pet luck means E-Drag go high, and it's easier to level up pets, but it's still not that great. Before being elected, consider buying a legendary griffin, a Daedal Sax, and maybe gold before she gets elected. You should sell this at the first available time once you make money. During Diana, you want to grind out Diana when she's elected, as the items make a lot of money, especially if you drop 2 Chimbooks like I did. You will want high magic find and DPS, and if early game, just use the lower tiers of griffin, you can still make a good amount of money. When Diana is about to end, consider buying things such as the Griffin Pet, Chimera Books, Dwarf Shelmets, Griff Feathers, Day Sticks, and other items related to the event. Usually a few weeks to month after a mythological Diana, these prices rise a pretty decent chunk. Diaz. Diaz. Seriously, this mayor sucks so much one might think she is your mother. But during her, she really has 2 perks that make you so you get more interest and can buy more stuff from an NPC. So make sure to have maxed money in both the personal and co-op bank, as interest is nice. You can also NPC flip items such as iron, coal, quartz, that sort of stuff. And you most definitely, no matter the stage of the game you're at, should NPC flip dandelions, as you can make 1 to 3 million coins per day with only like 3 minutes of work. These are super cheap from the builder, and they sell for a lot on AH. Some people really be needing flowers, man. Finnegan. This is the newest mayor. He has a few perks, all farming based. First one is he makes cultivating better, and he makes it easier to get Jacob tickets and pelts. Pelts also have somewhat of a use now, which is pretty crazy. You can't really buy anything to prepare for this man, but during you should consider farming and participating in Jacob events if you can't quite get into gold and need those medals. Otherwise, you can grind pelts from Trevor and turn them into chests or scrolls. When you grind pelts, have as much trapper chests in your inventory as possible, so once you get 500 pelts, you can turn all of them into uncommon ones and sell for a little bit more. When this man is about to end, you can also buy trapper chests and my personal favorite, trapper scrolls. These will rise up later. Foxy. This girl is fully dressed out for a rave, but she never gets elected and she just looks dumb sitting there next to a farmer. but her perks just make events such as the Forehead Winter event or the Whack Mobs for Candy event better. She also plans an additional event, which is pretty decent. There's nothing you can really do to invest beforehand. However, grind Spooky and you will have 20% more money and get into higher brackets. And there is a whole extra event, meaning you can flip during that event if it's Spooky, Fishing Festival, or Grinder if it's mining. I've made a whole guide on how to Spooky flip. I've made like 3 of them actually. Alright, Marina. This is the diva equivalent from Overwatch of Skyblock. This mayor is most commonly known for her impressive skills and popularity on Rule 34. But she does actually have uses, which is quite shocking. She makes fishing better and she enables you to fish sharks out of a pond, because why not? She's the Shark Whisperer. Before being elected, buy items that are useful for fishing. So I'm talking like shark scale armor, rod of the sea, shark bait, all that stuff. Sell this right before the first fishing festival begins or ends, as prices will start to drop after the first festival. When the festivals are actually there, you can fish in groups to get a bunch of fishing EXP, and make a decent amount of money from sharks. Once Marina is coming to an end, you will want to consider buying items such as the Enchanted Shark Fin, Shark Teeth, Shark Scale Armor, Rod of the Sea, and Shark Talisman. Usually these will rise up in price a few weeks after the event, because you can't get sharks anymore. Paul, the Dungeon Man. This man makes dungeons easier to beat, and makes it 20% cheaper to buy rewards from chests. This means more of the math rewards such as Ultimate Wise and Wisdom chests actually make you money now. Sadly, there really isn't anything you can buy beforehand. During Paul, grinding dungeons leads to more profit, and it's easier. As such, dungeons make more if the gods favor you. Also, generally the price of most mech dungeon items drop at least slightly during Paul. So before Paul gets elected, make sure to write a list of all their items related to dungeons and the value. And then when he's actually mayor, just go through that list as if it was a thrift store and just see what's on sale and you can flip. Okay, so now we're done with the normal mayors. What about the special mayors? I'm not going in order here, you can deal. First one, Scorpius. There are really 3 ways to make money from this shady drug dealer. Number 1, voting for the guy. I don't know how this works or how this is legal, but you get money. Who's complaining? Number 2, go to the darker auction and see if you can buy items for cheaper and flip on AH. Sometimes if you have enough money, you can get to a pretty broke lobby and you can snag some items for hella cheap. But that doesn't always work. Added bonus with this, it is occasionally a little bit easier to get yourself hands on the Shady Talisman or the Seal of the Family, so just a consideration. And 3, buy items for the dark auction and wait a few months to sell. This is a lot more long-term thing, but it works out just fine. Derpy. This man closes AH and can be extremely annoying. But there's 2 really easy ways to make money. Number 1, invest in alchemy and fuel before Derpy hits, as the price of sheep, enchanted sugarcane, enchanted fermented spider eyes, and most fuel usually rises during Derpy because of his minion perk and his skill EXP perk. The second way to make money is just use a good minion setup, as minion has 2 times the output and more skill EXP. And finally, the bald man, Jerry. For this dude, there was 3 ways to make money. 1, just play the game, and when you get boxes, just sell them to Bazaar. Pretty decent, just extra cash to everything. Second one is you can gamble with the boxes if you wish. This is the one type of gambling I don't really recommend, otherwise I'm all for it. And 3, buy items from Jerry, including Jerry Talisman, candy, and boxes, to sell at a later date. Added bonus with this one, Jerry also makes it so every single leader gets elected for a specific time period. So whenever a special mayor perk gets rolled, such as Diana, you can do a bunch of funny stuff with that, and there's a mythological event and fishing events, and some of that stuff that you can just do when Jerry is elected. Either way, subscribe, like, peace.